Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about John George, which I've not talked about John for a while because hasn't really been any news, has there? There's a warrant out, or three arrest warrants out for the alleged perpetrator of John George's murder. But it's, of course, people are thinking, oh, the Spanish police aren't doing anything. I'm sure they're doing something, but it does seem that this arrest warrant has been out for a long time. And I haven't had time, unfortunately, to go back to the Guardia Civil to find out if anything is moving on this case or to ask if there's any information that they'd like to give. So it all feels very quiet, and that can be a good sign, of course. Could be that things are happening behind the scenes. So I started having a look through the Spanish news, see if I could find anything in the Spanish news that might give an idea of what's going on. And this article came up, and it really surprised me because in this newspaper, they're actually naming the suspect. So I must say, this is who they're saying the suspect is. I don't like to mention names in court cases, etc. I'd rather that, it's when the police sort of announce a name, I don't mind announcing it. But this newspaper, El Español, is freely revealing this person's name, Johnny Smythe or Smith. And though it does say the principal suspect for the family, Johnny Smith, or Smythe, I'm not sure if it's Smith or Smythe, but it's unusual that to find, I haven't been able to find the name of the suspect, anywhere else. And they've done this quite a long article about this person with some sort of, quite a few photos, to be honest, and some information, which, as I say, I don't know if this information is true. This newspaper, I presume, has to, check its facts are correct. And I'm going to read it to you in English. Obviously, it's in Spanish. So the life of luxury and excess of the suspect of killing the British man John George in Alicante, Rolex, BMW and OnlyFans. The family of the victim is convinced that Johnny Smith, a supposed friend, shot the Northern Irishman and abandoned his body in Rocales. On the 1st of February, so this article was written a little while ago because it was before the 1st of February, it was before the funeral. So on the 1st of February will be the funeral of the Northern Irishman John George in his birthplace of Belfast. But the murderer is still free, and it's still now, and we're on the 24th of February now. The principal suspect is on the run, and the family of the victim are clear who was the cause of this nightmare that finished with the discovery of the body after 3 weeks of desperate searching in Alicante. So the parents and the siblings point to Johnny Smith, the supposed friend with whom he would have passed, with whom he went to spend some holidays on the Costa Blanca in last December. This Northern Irishman of 26 years old would be the first or the principal suspect to have shot John, who's 37 and father of 2 children. Courtney, one of the sisters of the victim, told this newspaper that he is a bad person, dangerous, and in relationship or related with arms and drugs. Johnny is in an unknown place at the moment after the disappearance of John on the 14th of December, which has risen to suspicion. This supposed friend encouraged him to go to the Costa Blanca because he lives there, says his sister in an interview with El Español. I think it was a fight that got out of control and they ended up killing him. She said while they were looking for the body of her brother in one of their searches, finally he was found on the 7th. Now it says here the 7th of September. Obviously it wasn't the 7th of September. It was the 7th of January in a lemon field, if you like, or a lemon grove in Rocales. Now, the reason I think it's interesting that this has come out in Spanish as well is, you know, is it this, you know, if the police are looking for this man, are they reaching, you know, do Spanish people know? Because he's quite a distinctive man. So I would imagine that if people knew about him and they saw him, they would recognise him, unless he was, you know, he could be completely covered up because it is quite chilly here in Spain at the moment. Anyway, Johnny Smythe had a life of luxury and excess in the province, just going from one day after another. Watches, cars, high-end motorcycles, and 2 homes that are worth more than €1 million demonstrate his lifestyle. And then they're showing here a Rolex, that there's a Rolex. I don't know anything about Rolexes, but GMT Master 2 root beer valued in more than €17,000. In his social media, he said that he had left the ghetto in Northern Ireland to live the Alicante dream between Marina Alta and La Vega Baja, and in between clubs, casinos of Benidorm and local businesses, luxuries. The family of John asserts that he is a narco-trafficante, you know, a drug runner who was living his own film, that he had a Rolex valued at €17,000, a BMW X6 valued at more than €95,000, a Harley Davidson motorbike, and above all, 2 houses, which were all in reach of his deep pockets. The first is in the urbanisation of Altea Hills. Altea is a very, very nice place. In Altea, where he showed his personalised pool with his initials, apparently, and privileged views of the Alicante coast and the Sierra Helada with an approximate value of €600,000. The next was bought last year when he also acquired the BMW, according to what he shared on Instagram. Business must have been going really well in 2024 to pay the approximate €400,000 for his new home, a house situated in the Avenida Costa Blanca de Benidorm. This also has a pool, or had a pool, and a barbecue that he would use with friends and family. And all this goes towards another property that the family George says he had in Orihuela Costa. This is a bungalow, or when they say bungalow in Spanish, they don't mean bungalow. we think of a bungalow as all on one level, don't we? In Spain, for some unknown reason, a bungalow is normally on more than one level. Anyway, this apparently is worth 200,000 euros, where they are convinced that that's where he ended the life of John, although there are no traces of this particular property in his social media. And of course, this is that place where the police seem to think, for some reason, that he may have been killed there and taken to be dumped in that lemon grove. The business of the Northern Irishman also include an OnlyFans account in the name of his girlfriend Madison Allen, who is only 19 years old and also from Belfast. They both uploaded explicit content, over the well-known platform for a subscription of €15 a month. I think that account has been removed now, but I don't know, I'm not sure. So the Superior Tribunal of Justice for the Valencian community has issued 3 arrest warrants to arrest the principal suspect, whose official name has not been revealed officially, because it's an investigation that's still open. So I'm surprised they're naming him here in this article, to be honest. Excuse me. So the Georges fear that he may have hidden in Thailand, where he would travel alone, according to what he would share in his social media accounts. The last novelty in the case, not novelty, the last, what's the word I would use in English there? The latest news on the case was the arrest and release on bail of a Czech man of 32 years old for supposedly being an accomplice of the murder. So yeah. Now, of course, there's been other developments since then, because there was someone else was supposed to go, wasn't he, Dan? And then he went, and then he didn't make his statement, etc., for whatever reason. But I just wanted to show you this article, because that's the first time that I have seen an article in Spanish, on the Spanish news, and certainly one that actually names who they think the suspect is. So it just surprises me. And also going into this detail of 3 properties that apparently who they think is a suspect owns. And, I must say, Altea is a very, very beautiful place, Altea. Yeah. I mean, the Orihuela Costa place, Orihuela Costa is nothing special, to be honest. If you live in Spain, there's lots more lovelier places. I mean, it's not awful, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's awful. But definitely Altea is a little bit of a step above everything else. And then a property in Benidorm as well. So 3 properties, apparently, according to this article. So I just thought I would share that with you, because I thought it was interesting. And as you know, news is so sort of slow at the moment, if you like, as far as this case is concerned. We can only hope that the police are doing something. I presume they are. But I'm sure we'll get to know if they do end up arresting the principal suspect, if it is this man. I'm sure we'll hear about it before time. But anyway, I thought I would just share that with you. I thought if anyone who's interested in the John George case, and we all want to see some justice for John. You know, John at the end of the day was murdered, brutally murdered. Nobody deserves that. And whoever did it does need to be brought to justice at the end of the day, don't they? Just as if it would have been them, their family would want whoever did it to them to be brought to justice. So, okay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Bye.